by ICMAI and CBIP Individual Award for Outstanding Contribution to RE. CMD was honored with the Pravasi Green Award. Director Finance was felicitated by ICMAI. Excellent rating MOU with MNRE 4 years in a row. For the future, IREDA reviews its policies from time to time, thereby ensuring the availability of a comprehensive range of financial products, right from project conceptualization to post-commissioning. For the future, we will continue to innovate with new financial products as per evolving business models, involving consortium financing with leading institutions. For the future, to support our non-linear growth, we are expanding digital offerings, scaling automation and data analytics. For the future, we will also keep focusing on new and emerging green technologies. For the future, we are dedicated to reducing borrowing costs to boost both competitiveness and profitability while maximizing funding efficiency. We will always be responsible for renewables. IREDA is powering India's green future, a future written in the language of sustainability. Hope. This is hope. And this is hope too. Yes, and this. When some people, some innovators, some nations take up responsibility for our beautiful earth, hope is bound to exist. Undoubtedly, renewable energy is responsible, and we are responsible for renewables. We are IREDA.
Dear shareholders, good morning and a warm welcome to you all to the 38th Annual General Meeting of Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, being held through video conferencing or other audiovisual means. For the smooth conduct of the meeting, members will be in mute mode to avoid disturbances arising from background noise. Please note, as per the requirements, the proceedings of the Annual General Meeting will be recorded and available on the company's website. I now hand over the proceedings to Srimati Ekta Madan, Company Secretary of IREDA Limited.
Good morning, dear shareholders. I, Ekta Madan, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 38th AGM of the company. In accordance with the Companies Act 2013 and circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, this AGM is being held electronically without the physical presence of members at common venue. In line with the said directions, notice of 38th AGM and annual report for the financial year 24-25 have been sent through email to all the members whose email ID were registered with the depositories. As a good governance, SMS providing the web link of the notice of 38th AGM and annual report for the financial year 24-25 have been sent to all those members whose email ID were not registered with the depository but their mobile number were registered with them. In compliance with the statutory requirement, a letter providing the web link including the exact path where complete details of the annual report is available has been sent to all those shareholders who have not registered their email address with the depository. Also, the hard copy of annual report has been sent to those members who have requested for the same. Further, statutory registers of the company are available for inspection electronically on the website of the company. Now, before we proceed, let me take the privilege to introduce you to the board of directors of the company attending the meeting. Shri Pradeep Kumar Das, Chairman and Managing Director. Dr. Vijay Kumar Mohanty, Director Finance and CFO. Shri Padam Lal Negi, Government Nominee Director. Shri Shab Sharan N. Brahmbhatt, Independent Director and Chairman of Audit Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Dr. Jagannath C.M. Jodhidhar, Independent Director and Chairman of the Risk Management Committee. Shri Ram Nihal Nishad, Independent Director and Chairman of the Stakeholder Relationship Committee. Shrimati Rohini Rawat, Independent Director and Chairperson of IT Strategy Committee. Shri Shiv Prakash Chaturvedi, Partner from Messrs. Shiv and Associate, Statutory Auditor, and Shri P.C. Jain, Managing Partner from Messrs. P.C. Jain and Company, Secretarial Auditor as well as Scrutinizer of the meeting, is attending this meeting through video conferencing. Also, Shri Avinash Kumar from Messrs. Chandra Vadhva and Company, Cost Auditor for the financial year 24-25, is attending the meeting via electronic mode. Further, Shri Tarun Singh, Scientist E, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, the representative of the Government of India, the promoter of your company, have also joined the meeting through video conferencing. The requisite quorum for the meeting is present as confirmed by MUFG India Private Limited, RTA and e-voting service provider. Further, as per the Article of Association of the company, Chairman and Managing Director of the Board of Directors of IREDA shall be entitled to chair every general meeting. Accordingly, Shri Pradeep Kumar Das, Chairman and Managing Director, is requested to chair and commence the proceeding of the 38th Annual General Meeting. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar, dear esteemed Board of Directors, shareholders and team members. It is both an honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 38th Annual General Meeting of Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, which we lovely call IREDA. We are at the defining moment in India's energy transition, and IREDA stands firm as a beacon of green finance and sustainable innovation, backed by 30 years of sectoral expertise and an unwavering commitment to a greener future. Over the past year, we have achieved remarkable milestones while remaining steadfast in our commitment to sustainable growth and innovation in the renewable energy sector. Your unwavering support and trust have been instrumental in our journey, and I am eager to share with you the progress we have made and the exciting opportunity that lie ahead. Today, I will present a comprehensive overview of IREDA's performance and achievements during the financial year 2024-25. We will also take a close look at the evolving global domestic renewable energy landscape, followed by an assessment of our financial performance, and finally share our strategic priorities and growth roadmap for the coming years. As you know, IREDA is India's largest pure-play green financing non-banking financial company and the only dedicated financing arm of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. With a legacy spanning over 38 years, IREDA has consistently played a catalytic role in mobilizing investment and accelerating the deployment of renewable energy infrastructure across the country. As of Q1 FY26, since the result has already been published, we have sanctioned about 2.4 lakh crores and disbursed around 1.63 lakh crore, reflecting our scale, experience, and execution capability. We also hold the infrastructure finance company status from the Reserve Bank of India, the regulator in the country. This allows us greater operational flexibility and access to broader base of investors. In addition, our bonds qualify for Section 54EC tax benefits, which we recently granted by Government of India, making them more attractive for investors. We successfully raised 2005.9 crore equity raise via QIP in June 2025, which resulted 3.24% with government's ownership in our company now at 71.76%. Further, we plan to raise the remaining amount of around 3,000 crore, that is remaining 3.76, which was allowed by Government of India up to 7% dilution, resultant dilution in the upcoming future. In recognition of our strategic importance, IREDA was granted Navratna CPSE status in April 2024. This came just months after we received Schedule A classification in September 23. Perhaps this is the only government company which receives such a recognition in such a quick possible time. IREDA has established a wholly owned subsidiary at the International Financial Services Center, that is in short we call it IFSC, in Gift City, Gujarat, Gandhinagar, to cater to the growing demand of foreign currency lending, especially for sectors like green hydrogen and manufacturing, in order to enable to support the development of RE at a cheaper financing. Our credibility is further reinforced by our AAA stable credit rating from lending domestic rating agencies and an international BBB stable rating from S&P Global. These ratings are testament to our strong balance sheet, prudent risk management, and qualitative governance practices. We have extended our streak of excellent rating on MOU with MNRE to 4 years in a row, and we are confident that for fifth year also we are going to achieve such kind of milestones. We published our annual audited financials within just 15 days, making us the fastest among the NSE BSE listed banks and NBFCs, a clear testament to our operational efficiency and qualitative governance standards. We also published our audited financial for Q1 of FY26 in just 10 days. That is the fastest among publicly listed banks, NBFCs, and government corporates. Further, IREDA has honored with the CBIP Award 2024. While the CMD I received the CBIP Award, Individual Award category, and the prestigious CMA Icon 2025 Award. In recognition of our overall excellence, IREDA won multiple awards at the 14th PSC Excellence Awards, including Gold in Corporate Governance and CSR and Sustainability. Globally, renewable energy capacity is projected to grow 2.5 times by 2030, reaching over 11,000 gigawatt capacity. This transition requires an estimated $4.8 trillion investment annually through 2030. Solar PV and offshore wind are now more cost effective than new and existing fossil fuel plants. As of December 2024, India is already the fourth largest RE producer in the world with 209 gigawatt of installed RE capacity. In June 2025, India's RE installed capacity stood at 234 gigawatt. Around 13.9 gigawatt capacity addition happened in the first quarter itself. And I'm happy to share that India has already achieved 50% of the fossil fuel capacity installation much ahead of 5 years, that is in 2025 itself, the target of 2030, one of the target of 2030. India's RE installed capacity and RE manufacturing capacity are poised to grow by 2.2x by 2030, as anchored in the Panchamrit target announced at COP26, with 485 gigawatt of RE capacity and 450 of non-fossil capacity by 2030, which includes 15 gigawatt of nuclear. In addition, India plans to significantly expand its green hydrogen production to 5 million metric ton per annum capacity, further driving demand for sustainable financing. Renewable energy will account for around 15% of India's total infrastructure investment through FY30. It is estimated that India will need around 30 lakh crore in investment, with 70% expected from debt financing spread across solar, wind, battery storage, green hydrogen, transmission, manufacturing, etc. IREDA has demonstrated consistent and sustainable business performance, with the loan book growing at CAGR of 29% since FY21 to 76,282 crore in FY25. Further, our Q1 FY26 loan book stands at 79,941 crore, witnessing a 27% year-on-year growth, which is quite encouraging and satisfying. Over the same period, sanctions grew at a CAGR of 44% to record at 47,453 crore in FY25, reflecting our ability to meet India's expanding demand for clean energy projects. Our Q1 FY26 sanctions stood at 11,740 crore, marking around 29% year-on-year growth. Disbursements also followed a strong upward trend, growing at a CAGR of 36% to 31,168 crore in FY25, enabled by timely execution and efficient fund deployment mechanisms. We disbursed 6,980 crore in Q1 of FY26, around 31% year-on-year increase. Generally, in annual general meeting, we do not talk about the Q1 performance of the subsequent year, but we are fortunate that your company has already published the result. Therefore, I am happy to share all these figures with you. IREDA's total income increased steadily at 26% CAGR since FY21 to 6,755 crore in FY25. Supported by growth in the loan portfolio and stable interest rates, total income in Q1 FY26 stood at 1960 crore, continuing the upward trend. Operating profit before impairment and depreciation rose from 934 crore to 2380 crore, also at a 26% CAGR, reflecting strong cost control and operational efficiency. In Q1 FY26, operating profit stood at 677 crore, a 49% year-on-year increase. Further, profit after tax surged from 346 crore in 21 to 1699 crore in FY25 at an exceptional 49% CAGR growth, underscoring IREDA's sharp focus on quality growth and profitability. Q1 FY26 PAT was 247 crore, 36% year-on-year decline due to 363 crore fresh provisioning on account of two major accounts, which we have already published. Despite equity expansion, our earning per share improved from 4.42 in FY21 to 6.32 in FY25, supported by strong earnings and balance sheet growth. Our return on equity grew from 10.8% to 17.4% over 4 years, indicating efficient capital utilization and consistent shareholders' value creation. Return on assets also rose from 1.25% to 2.39% since FY21, driven by better loan asset performance and stable profitability margins. IREDA's net worth grew more than threefold from 2,996 crore in FY21 to 10,266 crore in FY25, a CAGR of 36%, backed by retained earnings and successful IPO. As of Q1 FY26, the net worth rose further 12,402 crore, which we raised substantially through QIP around 2,000 odd crores. Our capital to risk weighted assets ratio, that is called CRAR, stood at comfortable 17.77%, even under the revised methodology assigning full weight to commission projects, well above the regulatory minimum of 15%. CRAR improved to 19.58% in Q1 26, well above the RBI requirements of 15%. We have been focusing consistently, improvising the CRAR by improvising the fundraising as well as qualitative assets and overall profitability improvement, which is enabling the higher net worth. Through strong recovery and credit monitoring efforts, gross NPA decreased from 8.77% in FY21 to 2.45% in FY25, indicating improved portfolio health and underwriting quality. In Q1 FY26, the GNPA rose to 4.13% because of a one-time reclassification of Ecoron Group due to AP court order and an isolated case of Gensel Group driven by promoters issue. Similarly, non-performing assets dropped from 5.61% in FY21 to 1.35% in FY25, demonstrating our successful efforts in ensuring asset quality while continuing to grow our book. NNPA stood at 2.06% in Q1 26. This GNPA and NNPA reductions largely has been by improvising the asset quality and addressing the old NPAs through recoveries without having any significant haircut in those recoveries. That is one significant achievement which your company has achieved in last couple of years. Provision coverage ratio stood at 45.31% in FY25 compared to 38.14% in FY21, highlighting proactive and prudent risk management. PCR as of Q1 FY26 was at 51.1%. In Q1 FY26, fresh slippages of 1475 crore were recorded, largely due to two isolated cases, one linked to AP High Court order impacting 811 crore and other due to borrower malintent impacting 640 crores. Despite this, our provisioning coverage ratio improved to 51.1%, reflecting prudent risk management practices. To ensure that IREDA is fully prepared to capitalize on this large market opportunity, we have put in place a strategic plan with focused three key growth levers: business development, borrowing optimization, and operating model streamlining. Under business development, we aim to consolidate our leadership in traditional renewable energy sectors such as solar, wind, hydro, biomass, cogeneration, while actively expanding into emerging sectors including e-mobility, ethanol, and green hydrogen. Our newly operational GIFT City office will allow us to offer foreign currency loans, especially tailored for such sectors like green hydrogen and its derivatives, and renewable manufacturing components where dollar-linked or any foreign currency-linked exposure is advantageous. On the funding side, we plan to optimize and diversify our borrowings by leveraging domestic AAA and international BBB ratings to secure funding and competitive rates, and leverage our pure play green status to raise capital, diversify borrowings, and access to international credit lines from development finance institutions. We are also working further to improvise our international rating in due course of time. At the same time, we continue to improve our loan monitoring systems to enhance risk visibility, enable faster intervention, and safeguard portfolio health. The recently granted Section 54EC tax benefit to IREDA bonds offers us an additional avenue to attract long-term capital from investors and improve our cost of borrowings. Additionally, as part of our strategic roadmap, we intend to secure the remaining capital, approximately around 3,000 crore, corresponding to a further dilution of 3.76% to reinforce our growth initiative and enhance the shareholders' value in the near term, as well as to ensure a healthy CRAR. On the operational front, we are streamlining our internal process to support non-linear growth by promoting ease of doing business through digitization and investing in automation and data analytics to improve employee productivity and decision making. Strengthening our talent pool and performance management system remained a core focus, ensuring we are equipped to scale responsibility. As on 31st March 2025, the company had a total workforce of 166 employees, excluding board level executives. In line with our strategic human resource objectives and focus on talent acquisition, 22 executive trainees from top-notch institutes of the country in the area of project, finance, law, HR and IT were already recruited. The institutes, as I talked, IIM, IIT, XLRI, XIM, NMIMS, etc., top-notch institute in the country, among others, who joined in June and July 25. Further, to strengthen the organizational capability, 55 out of which 24 yet to join professionals have been recruited through lateral recruitment, includes internal movement and external hirings against 63 advertised positions. Consequently, the total employee strength stands at 203 as on date, with a few more lateral hires expected to join in the coming weeks. The two areas we have been consistently focusing, that is improvising our CRAR through periodical infusion of equity and enhance profit in our net worth. Second, reorienting our existing skills and upskilling them, as well as further adding fresh talents from the top-notch institutes, as well as lateral entry from the industry experts like power and energy sector, renewable sectors available in the country. We have been strengthening our workforce and will continue to do that. These are the two areas which we need to consistently and continuously focus, and we have been doing that. In order to further improvise, we keep on working on process improvement, digitization, ease of doing business, transparency, accountability, and reorienting the organization culture, aligning with the industry requirement and sectoral requirements. With this, I would like to conclude and extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed shareholders today for attending the 38th Annual General Meeting. You are the backbone of our journey, and your belief in IREDA's mission empowers us to push boundaries and set new benchmarks in clean energy financing. Together, we are not just building a stronger IREDA, we are contributing meaningfully to India's long-term energy security, climate goals, and sustainable development by building this organization as an institution which is going to steer, not only steered in the past, also going to steer in the time to come to transition the country, to decarbonize the country, to transition the country to the renewable space in a shorter possible time. I also extend my thanks to Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and other government entities, including DP, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and various other ministries and departments of Government of India. I am grateful for the support and cooperation from the Office of CAG, RBI, SEBI, NSC, BSC, and other regulatory authorities. I also thank to our statutory auditors, secretarial auditors, cost auditors, and internal auditors for their contribution towards consistently improving the standards of governance and for more focus on qualitative improvement of the corporate governance across institutions in the country. I deeply appreciate the continued trust of our customers, lenders, and investors, including state governments, state power utilities, private entrepreneurs in the green energy sector, and our domestic and international funding agencies. Their faith in the company is our driving motivation. I also extend my appreciation to my esteemed colleagues on the board for their invaluable contribution to strengthening the company. Last but most important, I would like to recognize the tireless efforts of our dedicated employees. We call them family members, whose unwavering commitment has propelled the company to achieve new standards of excellence every time. Thank you for being an integral part of our progress, and we look forward to achieving greater milestones together in our journey towards a sustainable future. With that, I kindly request the adoption of the Director's report, the audited financial results, and the Auditor's report for financial year 2025. I now hand over the Company Secretary to continue with the agenda items and to read the notice of AGM and the Auditor's report for the members.
Thank you, sir. The notice of 38th AGM, along with the audited financial statement, board report, auditor's report, including CAG report, have already been circulated to the members through email, whose email ID is registered with the depositories. With the permission of the members, I take them as read. Statutory auditors have not given any qualification in the auditor's report. CAG has also given their nil comments. Further, there are no qualification in the secretarial auditor's report. As per the notice of AGM, there are 9 businesses to transact, 3 are ordinary business and 6 are special business. Item number 1, to receive, consider and adopt the audited standalone and consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2025, along with the report of the Board of Directors, auditors and the comments of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India thereon. Item number 2, to appoint a director in place of Dr. Bijay Kumar Mohanty, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. Item number 3, to authorize the Board of Directors to fix the remuneration of the statutory auditor as appointed by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India for the financial year 25-26. Item number 4, ratification of remuneration of the cost auditor for the financial year 25-26. Item number 5, appointment of secretarial auditor of the company for a period of 5 consecutive years from the financial year 25-26 to financial year 29-30. Item number 6, appointment of Shri Shabsharan N. Brahmbhatt as independent director of the company. Item number 7, appointment of Dr. Jagannath Chenakeshwa Murthy Jodhidhar as independent director of the company. Item number 8, modification in the existing borrowing limit approved under section 180 of the Companies Act 2013. Item number 9, to create, mortgage and charge on all or any of the movable and immovable properties of the company. The objectives and all the material facts of the resolutions has already been set out in the explanatory statement annexed with the notice. To cast a vote on the above items, remote e-voting was provided to the entitled members from 4th August 2025, 9 am onwards till 5 pm on 6 August 2025. In addition to that, the e-voting will be made open for the next 15 minutes after the closure of this meeting. To those members who have not cast their votes earlier and would like to cast their vote now. Further, on receipt of the report from the scrutinizer, the voting result of this meeting will be declared and uploaded on the website of the company. The voting result and scrutinizer report will also be submitted to the stock exchanges where the shares of the companies are listed. So with this, we may now proceed for the question and answer session of the members.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear shareholders, kindly note that the name of the speaker shareholders will be announced one by one and then the audio of the speaker shareholders will be switched on. We request the speakers to restrict their questions or suggestions up to 2 to 3 minutes only. Use earphones for better voice clarity. Ensure sufficient internet connectivity for your gadget. Kindly note that the answers of the queries raised by the shareholders will be replied by the management after questions from the speaker shareholders are over. I now invite our first speaker, Mr. Kamal Kishore Jhawar. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting.
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है?
जी सर, आप बोलिए.
आवाज आ रहा है मेरा?
जी सर, आपका आवाज आ रहा है, बोलिए.
ओके, थैंक यू. Chairman sirs, all directors को नमस्कार. Kamal Kishore from Hyderabad. सर मैं जिस दिन आईपीओ आया, जब से इस कंपनी में मैं शेयर होल्डर हूँ, जब आपका आईपीओ कम में आया था, अच्छा लिस्टिंग हुआ, कहीं गुना बढ़ गया, तो अच्छा शेयर होल्डर को अच्छा रिटर्न मिला है। और आपका चेयरमैन इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत अच्छा था, वंडरफुल, आपने पूरा डिटेल बता दिए, मैं उसके बारे में बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ। सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का टीम बहुत अच्छा है सर, सीएस को हम कभी भी मिल जाए सेम डे आंसर मिल जाता है। और उनके असिस्टेंट जो भी है सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, जो उनका वर्क बहुत अच्छा है। तो इतना वर्क फास्ट है कि जिस दिन फोन मिला उसी दिन आंसर मिल जाता है। और हमारे को ईमेल देने के बाद बैलेंस शीट भी मिल गया है, तो मैं सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को बधाई देता हूँ। और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के सर, और आते तो पूरे फेस्टिवल की शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। आपने डिटेल पूरा बता दिया सर। अपना 2025 2026 अच्छा प्रॉफिट आए तो इंटरिम डिविडेंड दीजिए। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Sir, you're placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak. Sir, we cannot hear you. I kindly request you to unmute your audio.
You can go to the next and come back
Yes.
again to
I think, yes, with your permission, I will be inviting the next speaker now. I now invite Mr. Bimal Krishna Sarkar. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
हेलो सर, सुनाई दे रहा है मैडम?
हाँ सर, आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है, प्लीज़ बोलिए। जी
सर, हाँ, वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून सर। मैडम, मैं विमल किशन सरकार, मेरा रेसिडेंस कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूँ। सर, इस बार जो रिजल्ट आया है, बहुत अच्छी रिजल्ट आया है। चेयरमैन साहब, आपका पूरा टीम, और आपने जो एक्सीलेंट प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है, इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। और कंपनी सेक्रेटरी एकता मैडम भी इन्वेस्टर सर बहुत अच्छे इन्वेस्टर सर्विस देते हैं सर। इस बार जो रिजल्ट आया है सर, ये रेवेन्यू, टोटल रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन इंक्रीज बाय 36.05%, सर सिग्निफिकेंट है सर। प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स इंक्रीज बाय 35.62%, सर सिग्निफिकेंट इंक्रीज हुई है सर। इसलिए आप और आपका पूरा टीम को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। डिविडेंड 300% दिया है, बहुत अच्छी बात है ये सर। मेरा क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, पेज नंबर 490 सर, बैड डेट एक्सपेंसेस, इसमें आपने देखा है जो 14.17 करोड़ सर, ये नॉट मेंशनिंग सर, मेंशन नहीं किया है, ये राइट अप किया है ना प्रोविजन करके रखा है सर। बैड डेट रेवेन्यू रिकवर्ड हुआ है ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 31.70 करोड़, लास्ट ईयर भी उससे भी द्विगुना रिकवर हुआ है। तो इसे इतना सुंदर रिकवर कर रहा है, इसलिए भी आपको धन्यवाद देना ही पड़ेगा सर। और सर रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम सोलर पावर प्लांट सर, ये सर रिड्यूस हुआ है 8.63%। सर व्हाट इज द रीजन सर, इसका क्या कारण है, प्लीज शेयर विद अस सर। लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर, सर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 years सर। सर मेरे को बोलने का मौका दिया गया है, इसलिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं ये अगला जो रक्षाबंधन आ रहा है, पहले शुभकामनाएं सबके लिए सर। चेयरमैन साहब आप सुस्त रहिएगा और टोटल एम्प्लॉय सुस्त रहे, और हमारा कंपनी जिस तरीके से आगे लेके चल रहा है ऐसा ही लेते चलिए सर। मेरे को बोलने का मौका दिया, इसलिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. I now invite Mr. Sujan Modak. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. I can. I open my video also. Respected Chairman, other Board of Directors, I'm Sujat Bodok. I'm attending this meeting from my residence in Kolkata, sir. Sir, if you see the performance, बहुत अच्छा performance लेके आया हमारा company, इसीलिए I congratulate our management. Sir, I've got a few questions, sir. For next 2 years, please give us the guidance on operational front, so that this investors should be able to understand the company, how it is going. And my last question is that, sir, जिंसल इंजीनियरिंग, उसमें जो बैड डेप्ट हुआ है वो व्हाट प्रोसेस यू आर टेकिंग, सो वेदर इट विल एबल टू डू दिस, पैसा वापस आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, थोड़ा इसके लिए बताइए, बिकॉज आवर कंपनी हैज अ ह्यूज पोटेंशियल, बट ये जिंसल में जाके जैसे फंस गए तो इट इज वेरी worrisome for the investors. So please clarify that. Nothing to add more. Over to you for the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Mr. Praveen Kumar. Sir, you're placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
हेलो, आई एम ऑडिबल सर?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, sir. Please continue.
मैं अपने चेयरमैन साहब को कोटि कोटि नमस्कार करता हूं और मैं आईपीओ से इन्वेस्टर हूं अपनी कंपनी का, और मैं नई दिल्ली से ज्वाइन कर रहा हूं। मेरा नाम प्रवीण कुमार है सर। ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट टू यू चेयरमैन फॉर योर एक्सीलेंट इन डेप्थ एड्रेस टू द शेयर होल्डर अलॉन्ग विद द प्रेजेंटेशन। बड़ा अच्छा लगता है रिटेल इन्वेस्टर को जब इतना अच्छा रोड मैप होता है, और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में हमारी जो कंपनी है वो बहुत ही अग्रणीय है। इसमें आपकी जो लीडरशिप है सर, उसको मैं सैल्यूट करता हूं, बिकॉज जब हम गवर्नमेंट अंडरटेकिंग की बात करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें अपना दिल गोल्ड का रखना पड़ता है, वाइड रखना पड़ता है, एक गोल्डन हार्ट रखना पड़ता है, क्योंकि जो हमारा उद्देश्य होता है वो जॉब क्रिएट करना होता है और कंट्री को एक नई ऊंचाई पे ले जाना होता है। ये हमारा पहला उद्देश्य होता है, और फ्यूचर इतना ब्राइट है सर। आई एम सो डिलाइटेड टू बी पार्ट ऑफ सच ए वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कंपनी। इफ यू आस्क मी, इट्स ए ट्रू लेगेसी फॉर मी। और इतने स्टार्टअप को हमारी जो कंपनी है वो फंड कर रही है, जिससे कि आने वाले समय में जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का रहेगा उसमें जो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से आपका योगदान रहा है, आपके ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेवारी है। नॉट बिकॉज आप इस कंपनी के चेयरमैन हैं, बट ए ट्रू सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया। इस चीज को मैं बहुत ही अप्रिशिएट करूंगा रेस्पेक्टेड चेयरपर्सन। और आप जिस अथक मेहनत के साथ काम कर रहे हैं वो हमें न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल से, मैगजीन से, आपके जो एडिटोरियल्स आते हैं, आई मीन दैट इज समथिंग विच इंस्पायर मी एज ए सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया, एंड आई एम सो प्राउड कि मैं इस कंपनी का शेयर होल्डर हूं। मैंने अपनी हार्ड अर्न मनी इन्वेस्ट की है, और जितनी भी आपके एजेंडे हैं जो आज आपने पुट किए हैं, मैं उनको होल हार्टेडली एसेंट करता हूं। और सर, एक बड़ी ही महत्वपूर्ण चीज होती है एक रिटेल इन्वेस्टर के लिए कि कम्युनिकेशन जो है वो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का कंपनी के साथ कैसा है, कंपनी जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर है उनके साथ किस तरह का उनका एटीट्यूड है या कम्युनिकेशन है। इन दिस रिगार्ड जो हमारी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी मदाम हैं, मैं उनका डीपली रिस्पेक्टेड करता हूं। वो पर्सनली कॉल करती हैं और आपको इंटीमेट करती हैं और आपको इनकरेज करती हैं कि भाई आप स्पीकर हैं, आप ज्वाइन कीजिएगा। और जो भी आपने देखा है, कंपनी के बारे में सुना है, कंपनी की अपडेट्स आती रहती हैं, उन चीज़ों के बारे में ऑनेस्टली आप चेयरमैन सर से बात कीजिएगा। वी ट्रूली अप्रिशिएट। वो चीज़ कहीं ना कहीं सर एक हमारा भी मोरल बूस्ट करती हैं एज पर एज आर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द कंपनी। ये हमारी जो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी मदाम है और इनकी जो एंटायर टीम है, मैं उनका सभी का धन्यवाद करता हूं। किस तरह से ये इनकरेज करती हैं इन्वेस्टर को, मैंने किसी गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज में नहीं देखा। मेरे पास 2-3 कंपनियां और हैं जहां मैं इन्वेस्टेड हूं, बट मार्क माय वर्ड, जो हमारी एकता मैडम है वो कहीं ना कहीं ग्रेट एसेट है सर। और अंत में मैं परम पिता परमात्मा से यही प्रार्थना करूंगा कि वो आपको ब्लेसिंग दे, एंटायर कंपनी को मैसेज दे, ब्लेसिंग दे, ताकि आप हमारे जो भारतवर्ष है इसका परचम पूरी दुनिया में फैलाएं, क्योंकि रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी इज द फ्यूचर सर। और मैं ये जो मेरे को आपने एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है दिल से बोलने के लिए, ऑनेस्टी से बोलने के लिए, उसका मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं। और परमपिता परमात्मा आपके साथ है, आपकी हेल्थ के लिए, आपकी खुशियों के लिए, और पूरे जो हमारी डेडिकेटेड फोर्स है उसके ब्राइटर फ्यूचर के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Mr. Ajay Jain. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak. Sir, I request you to unmute your mic, please.
You can go
Mr.
on.
Ajay Jain is facing a technical issue. We will try to reconnect with him later. I now invite Ms. Shashi Jain. Ma'am, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Anji. Good afternoon, Chairman sir. I Shashi Jain attending the AGM from Delhi. I am thankful to the management for providing me opportunity to express my views. First of all, I thanks to our CMD sir for excellent speech regarding company's performance. I am very happy to see the business growth of the company. After a growth, the company not declare any dividend. As you know, I applied for speaker registration very days more. I have earned the link for join from moderator, but from the secretariat branch of the company not even received any message of the serial number of speaker. I am waiting for my number without any serial number information. I support all the regulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now invite Mr. Jay Girish Bhai Gokani. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman and Managing Director Sri Pradeep Kumar Das ji, esteemed Board of Members, and my fellow shareholders. My name is Chai Gokani, joining from Jamnagar. I am a CA final student and a proud shareholder of IREDA. Firstly, I extended my heartfelt congratulations to entire IREDA team for yet another year of commendable performance and achieving the converted Navratna status, a clear testament of your visionary leadership and strategic execution. I also commend the board for securing 54 EC status for IREDA bond, marking an important milestone in our capital raising capability. In this context, could you board share its perspective on balancing dividend distribution with strategic reinvestment to fund our future green energy initiatives? Secondly, I am particularly interested in our roadmap for retail green finance. Could you please provide an update of rollout for retail focused products such as e-mobility and rooftop solar financing? Additionally, what is expected impact of this initiative on diversifying our loan portfolio? Thirdly, concern about quality. Could board offer some clarity on the current trends in gross NPA and net NPA? Specifically, what have been outcomes of stress testing exercise against the potential interest rate hikes, and how effective or enhanced risk management framework proven in navigating this challenging environment? Lastly, as we forward to future, how does IREDA plan to finance emerging sectors such as green hydrogen and offshore wind energies? Moreover, how do we to leverage our new Navratna status to attract global climate finance, thereby further solidifying our leadership position in the renewable energy sectors? Thank you once again for this opportunity to address you today. I am eagerly awaited the insight and look forward to being part of IREDA's continued journey as we collectively strive forward even greater milestone, including perhaps someday the prestigious Maharatna status also. Before conclude my speech, I sincerely thanks to Secretarial team for their consistent dedication, prompt communication, exemplary assistance to shareholders. Special thanks to Ekta Madan ji, CPK Kamarlal, Neha Rastogi ji, and entire investor relation team for their continuous support and professionalism. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I will now again invite Mr. Vinod Agarwal, whose call had dropped due to a technical issue. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
Hello, respected Chairman Pradeep Kumar Das ji, Director Finance Vijay Kumar Mohanty, and our Company Secretary Ekta Madan. Sir, good afternoon and regards to everyone, sir. I've gone through the annual report. The performance has been very good, sir. The revenue was 6,742 crores against 4,964 crores in the, and the PAT also has been increased by 30% plus to 1,699 crores. There are almost 1,700 crores from 1,250 crores. So the EPS also is good, sir. The EPS has not increased about 30-40%. It's due to the increase in the capital that we came out with last year. Sir, you have not given any dividend on the 6 rupees because you need it for future growth, sir. Your loan book has been 76,000 crores against 59,000 crores. It's very good. Sir, now I would like to know what is the largest amount of fund that we give, disperse or sanction to give out loans, sir. This is my one query, because we are giving mostly to solar pumps, this, that, and renewable energy is smaller, this thing, projects. So how much is the largest loan that we give out to? And one thing, and I'm pleased that we have achieved the Navratna status this year. GNP on the GNP on page 55, sir, though it is low at 2.45 and NNP is 1.35, but it has increased substantially. Last year the NNP was only 581 crores. It has increased to 1,020 crores, sir. And GNP has increased from 1,410 crores to 1,866 crores. It is just that the larger book has been increasing of asset under management will be there, loan book will be there. That is why the ratio comes down a little lower, but the amount is increasing, sir. Take a look at it so that the amounts do not increase. If the amounts keep on increasing, our ratios also will keep on increasing. Sir, this is my only queries and observation from the annual report. I wish the company all the best, sir. And our credit ratings also are very good from CARE and ICRA both. Double A plus and triple A, very good. I appreciate the work done by company secretary Ekta madam. She called me up to attend the AGM, and the annual report is also very well prepared with the graphs, tabulars, photos which are there in the inner pages. All very nice annual reports. The report rate. My other query is on the repo rate which are coming down. If when repo rates come down, the lending rate go down, the borrowing cost come down. How can it affect our NIMs going future? This is what I like to know. If NIMs come down, the profitability of our company may be impacted. This is what I like to know. Thanking you. Signing off, Vinod Agarwal from Mumbai. Thank you for giving me time to speak.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Mr. Redappa Gundaluru. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. Board of Directors, Chairman sir, MD sir, Company Secretaries, Scrutinizers, Auditors, and my fellow shareholders. Good morning, Namaste. Myself, Redappa Gundaluru. I'm attending this AGM from Hyderabad. As a shareholder, I'm very happy, proud about the company performance financial 25. Sir, I would like to thank and appreciate the company secretarial team for sending me the annual report well in advance as a requested physical copy and the prompt response to the company secretarial team. And also I gone through, sir, especially your speech, your presentation, everything is covered in my the progress, features, and also everything is covered. Wonderful informative speech. Sir, after receiving the annual report, I've gone through the annual report from first page to last page. That wonderful figures, numbers are speaking, figures are speaking, pictures are speaking. Everything as per statutory guidelines is there. And in this regard, I would like to thank, congratulate for the wonderful team members like the CS team and accounts team or the KMPs. With the team efforts, they created the annual report. In a well in time. So God bless them. Thank you so much. Wonderful the CSR governance. Under your leadership, Mr. Chairman, my company maintaining the transparency governance, ethically high standard maintaining. So the integrity is there in my company. God bless you. Congratulations. Thank you for financial performance, consistent financial performance. Here my question, sir. I would like to ask few questions, sir. Just a minute, sir. IREDA Limited AGM questions. Yeah. Chairman, sir, about the business and financial performance question, what is the expected loan book growth for financial 26, that is current financial year? First question. Second question is, what is the net interest margins, NIMs, and how are you managing the funding cost? Third question. What is the current level NPS and how is the recovery progressing? Another question about the renewable energy and sector support question. How my company IREDA aligning with India's target of 500 gigawatts renewable energy by 2030? Continuation, another question. What % of financing is currently going to solar, wind, hydro, and bioenergy segments? Are you working with any state governments or international agencies for co-financing? About capital fundraising question. Sir, any plans for further capital raising through bonds, FEOs? I would like to know, sir. My company approached rating agencies for any upgrades. Again, repeating. Has my company any approach for rating agencies for any upgrades? With this, I support all the regulations. I would like to thank the company secretary once again. They are always reachable. Sending the link, the annual report well in advance, the tax ordinance. Please continue, VC sir. We can able to attend anywhere in the global. Thank you. We have faith on the board. Trust on the board. Go ahead and take up our decision of company growth. In coming financial, hopefully we'll achieve many milestones under your leadership, sir. That's the reason I wish good health to you, happiness to you, and also I pray God to give the wisdom, strength, and power, happiness to entire board member families, hardworking employees of families, and company secretary employees. Sir. Thank you so much. I request all the speakers, shareholders, and Diwali greetings. Please continue do the greetings, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Mr. Narendra Singh Chauhan. Sir, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your audio and video to speak.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
आ रहे हैं. गुड आफ्टरनून चेयरमैन साहब, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर और फेलो शेयर होल्डर. सबसे पहले तो मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी मैडम का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा जिन्होंने मुझे पोर्टल पर बोलने का मौका दिया. सर,
There's been a technical issue. And we're not able to connect with the speaker shareholder again. Thank you so much. Now I hand over the proceedings to the chairman of the meeting to answer the queries raised by the shareholders.
Thank you all participating and complimenting the company's performance and all. We're really happy that members, male, female, even students attending, and they are our shareholders. That gives us a good satisfaction. And also pan-India presence like from Hyderabad, Kolkata, Delhi, Bengaluru, Mumbai. So it gives a true pan-India presentation. And some of the common questions like NIM, cost of funds, and average growth, etc. and all. See, if you see minutely, not only year-on-year growth, quarter-on-quarter growth, since last 21 quarters, your company is growing. And if you see last 3 years, your loan book CAGR growth of 27-28%, which has again re-established in the Q1 performance of 21%, when we have financed last year around 30,000 crore. If you go by the simple arithmetic working and all, similar kind of growth we envisage. But if you see minutely again, our growth, we have the only constraint is our equity and net worth. As soon as we had IPO, the Government of India infused in March 22, within say 1 or 2 days we deployed the entire 1500 crore. Not only 1500 crore, against that 1500 crore we had borrowed roughly around 3000 crore. If you see March 22, the last 2 days we could do that. So which communicated to all that equity is the constraint. And post-Government of India's permission for going for listing, we raised fund through IPO in November and again in March, fully leveraged, and our CRAR was almost 17.5, though 15 is mandatory, 17.5 to 18 considered to be a healthy CRAR, minimum healthy CRAR, in order to ensure the rating agency's requirement to have a sustainable AAA stable rating, which will enable us not only market image, but also continue to borrow from the market at a cheaper rate, at a competitive rate, which we have executed. As a result, if you see, continuously our cost of borrowing is going down from 2024-25 and again 2026 Q1, it is gradually getting reduced. And if you see the NIM also, it is gradually getting improvised. That means our borrowing, cost of borrowing, we are reducing. Our interest, despite having a competitive market, we are continuously working on it and we are trying to improvise in it. NPA, many of you have raised. If you see March 1920, the NPA, gross NPA reached to double digit, 10 plus, and the net was 7.18. which was continuously by the team's hard work and effort, we could sort out many old accounts as well as we could ensure qualitative loan book addition in our asset portfolio, which enabled the net NPA to go down even 0.95 we had reached in the recent past. Of course, in current year, March 25, we could reach to the NPA of 1.5 range around. In first quarter of 2025-26, which is concern for all, if you see, we have already given a clear communication. The two account for which we have to make a provision, 363 crores of additional provision was made. Some of you said that Gensel account, that account became bad. It's a bad debt. It is not actually a bad debt. We have only have a provision. There is a recovery mechanism. We had approached to NCLT, and through NCLT, we have the IRP has been already appointed. COC meeting also has already happened once. And see, this is a very spreaded activity like retail business kind of thing, e-mobility. Around 3,000 and odd cars in Delhi and some 700-800 cars in Bangalore. So the exact amount is which is already available in because we have given to stock exchange a clear-cut information with respect to that. See, apart from this car, they were also doing EPC, solar EPC business for quite long time. And if you see, we had financed almost 3 years back some loans, and 2 years back we had given some loans. And 3 years, some of the loans, 3 years, they have already been repaying their installments, principal and interest. And some of the loans for 2 years, they have been paying the principal and interest. Even our account was not NPA till we call back the loan because of the corporate misgovernance which was reported by the rating agency as well as interim report of the SEBI. And as you all, many of you have appreciated our qualitative governance, which is today benchmark in the country with respect to qualitative audited result and fastest result publication in the country in this banking, non-banking space. And we have enabled and continuously worked on it to ensure that this timely reporting, transparent reporting, qualitative reporting, we sustain. That has improved the corporate brand image not only among the rating agencies but also among the other stakeholders, which also helped us to get this international rating in the first attempt through S&P, which is at par with the sovereign rating, which is quite encouraging to the team. And some of you have spoken about Navratna, and it's in Navratna boards get some autonomy. So that autonomy will enable the board to decide instead of going to government for certain activities on its own for executing the business transactions. And some of you asked what will be the emerging sector scenario and green hydrogen, our capability or ability to finance. For your information, we have already financed in green hydrogen space. New and emerging, you name any kind of RE new and emerging field, we are the first agency. It is expected from us, being the sole arm of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, that we need to act fast. And in the established RE, some of you said that we are doing small loans. What is our larger size loan? We have our single loan sanction was more than 4,000 crore, around 4,440 crore. That was a single sanction, despite having a lower net worth, because the borrower is again another public sector company, Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam, SJVN. And since our net worth was not supporting to that extent, because as per the RBI guidelines, we have to have 30% of our net worth to one entity and 50% to the group. Despite that, we had taken this larger loan and we had shared that with other lenders like Bank of India and Infrastructure Finance Leasing Company. So we have this kind of MOU with 6-7 banks, government banks, as well as IIFCL, in order to cater to the larger portfolio requirement, which is emerging particularly in the sector of manufacturing of RE component, be it solar cell module or integrated module manufacturing activity in the country, but also green hydrogen, offshore wind, etc. in the time to come, which we consider is a big ticket projects for which bigger network will be required. But we have the capacity of human resource, skilled human resource, which we can do the due diligence at the earliest possible time in more lucid manner. Only our network support, we can take note of our MOU partners, these banks and other NBFCs, through which we will be taking the bigger loans also in the time to come. Some of you asked what is our solar in our portfolio, solar wind hydro. 24% of our portfolio is coming from solar, 14 coming from wind, 11 coming from hydro. And if you see the new and emerging like ethanol, it is 8%, and e-mobility, which is new one, that is 1%. So like that, any kind of new and emerging technology emerges, its implementation, we being the sole partner of our government, MNRE, we have the access to faster information. In fact, many a times we play a key role in policy formulation of those sectors to make the sector from a nascent stage to a bankable stage, to infancy stage to a grown-up stage. Today, wind, solar, hydro, which is quite matured in the country, those are also emerging. And look at your company since 38 years working in this space. Last 10 years, 10, 11 years, there were many other players which have come to this field. Of course, their presence in the new and emerging is not significant. They are much more comfortable in the established RE, which was new and emerging for IREDA earlier, which IREDA transitioned them through financing to establish RE in the country. Similarly, in the time to come, we will keep on working on it to ensure sustainable RE financing in the country in the healthy manner. Some of you had concern about the Q1s to 26 FY26 Q1s NPA going up. But remember, in March 2020 also NPA was in double digit. How we could brought it down by continuous and consistent working to get the net NPA below 1. And again, as of March 2025, in 38 years, we have financed around 1.62 lakh crores. And our cumulative write-off, which you call as bad debt written off, that is only 135 crore. That can certainly give a sense of confidence. Yes, this sector doesn't have that kind of problem. Even if what the problem or risk are there, the management of your company in the past has exhibited the preparedness to handle those kind of risks and having a well established risk management in place. As the sector is evolving and growing, we cannot just sit on the past. We have to work on for improvising the future. So we work on continuously understanding the sectoral issues, sectoral challenges, try to incorporate those in our process, policy, procedure, as well as risk management practices in place in order to ensure that asset quality is sustained. Becoming NPA in any kind of banking or non-banking industry, that is a normal phenomenon, but how the NPA is addressed, that is the management strength and management's outlook. So far we have been successful in this, and in time to come we will be continuously working on it and will live up to your expectation and all. And some of you asked that what is our capex plan for next 2 years? See, what is our capex plan? We are a lending and borrowing agency. We will borrow from the market and lend in the market. See, if you see last year around 25,000 crores of borrowing we did and 30,000 crores of lending we did. And if our lending loan book goes at 27 to 28% of CAGR in last 3 to 5 years, so that means we have a sustainable business model, sustainable market opportunity, and as long as this 2030 target of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil, out of which 485 gigawatt of RE needs to be achieved, out of which 234 RE we have achieved, almost half of it we need to add in the next 5 years. So enough business opportunities available. Now it all depends on the management of your company, how best they augment the equity capital and how best they augment the HI resource, because these are the two elements which are going to ensure sustainable business capturing from the market and ensuring the continuous growth, sustainable growth, and ensuring asset quality in the time to come. And as far as international organizations lending is concerned, there is a general perception that overseas agencies are lending at a concessional rate. But when we have to see concessional rate, we have to see whether the landed cost of that lending is concessional or not. If you see last 5 years, we had largely focused on domestic market because the landed cost was not coming competitive to us. As a matter of fact, March 20, our forex resource was almost 57% of the total resource what we had raised. If you look at March 25, it was hardly 15-16% of forex resource out of the total resource. The main reason that domestically we found the rates are competitive vis-a-vis the overseas lending. In that we had realized this hedging cost, which used to be become 300 basis point, 450 basis point, 5 basis point at times. If we can eliminate that, then we can pass on competitive financing of those overseas funds, greenhouse funds, whatever is available to our developers. So what we have done, we have opened office in Gift City. Through that office, we will try to raise foreign currency loans for us, and we can do direct lending from that office, that is the only one subsidiary of IREDA, in a foreign currency only. So natural hedging is going to happen. So that hedging cost what we are incurring now, that will not be there. If you can eliminate that 300 basis points, 400 basis points on an average what we are incurring towards hedging, and we can pass on substantial part of it to the developers, borrowers, and initially we will be planning to our well-established players who have well-established track record, so that their profile, their project quality is there. Since it is lending, it can happen also to their overseas project. It can also happen to their project in India, having capex requirement and having operational foreign currency inflow in the form of revenue. So then only the natural hedging can happen. I think I have addressed all your questions, and 54 EC, I think the CA student B has asked. We got the grant and sanction. So in the 54 EC, in a financial year, around 50 lakhs of capital gain can be invested, which will have a tenure of 5 years. And as far as IREDA is concerned, it will be much lesser than our average borrowing cost today, or even marginal borrowing cost today. So if you see the prevailing market rate going on, perhaps is around 5.25. And whereas if you go marginal cost, if you go to the market today, bond raising, it may come around 7 or near to sub 7 kind of thing. In such a scenario, a rough estimate of 150 basis points of difference we are going to get there. If we can generate around 3,000-4,000 crores of capital gain through bonds, raising capital gain bonds in the near future, that for 3,000-4,000 crore is going to enable us 10 to 15 basis points of savings in the borrowing cost, which will have significant impact on it. And as you all know that our net worth was pretty small 5 years back, around 2,500 crore. Now we have reached around 12,500 crore. And since net worth was the only concern to take up the big ticket loan, as well as to fully leverage the company, it was in the past when Government of India was the sole lender, they decided to plow back the profit, because even if we give the dividend, if the promoter invests that dividend in the market, they may not get that kind of growth what they are getting in the company. So earlier Government of India had given dividend exemption to us, and we have plowed back those profit and enhanced our equity base in order to ensure a healthy CRAR and a healthy rating, so that we continue to borrow at a cheaper price and continue to maintain a healthy NIM in the long run. And we have been getting encouraging support from the shareholders with respect to that. Some of you have shown your interest that in the coming year, depending on the profitability and all, dividend will be considered. We will be definitely taking your guidance in that respect in the time to come, and will act accordingly in the larger interest of the company and company's shareholders' interest. Thank you all the members for giving your valuable time and participating in the AGM. I have attempted to ask all the questions, and if you have still any query, you can email to our secretarial cell, investor cell, that equityinvestor2023@ireda.in. You will never forget that, because IPO time we created that. Our IPO happened in November 2023. So that is a memorable IPO, and probably that is one of the significant IPO in the corporate history in the recent past. And especially coming from a government company, and especially coming post LIC IPO, first government company. So that is a memorable one for all of you. Thank you all the members for giving your valuable time and participating in the AGM. Now I request the company secretary to proceed further.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Dear members, if you have not cast your vote earlier, you may cast your vote now. The e-voting will be made open for the next 15 minutes after the closure of this meeting. So with the permission of the chair and other board members, we conclude this meeting. Thank you once again for attending the meeting.